Sanibonani Thobela, dumelang, goeiedag, and good day to all of you talented, gifted, and potential-filled campeones, champions out there. Familia, campione, you watching over there? Yes, buena, la pana. If you've been struggling, all right, with fear in your life, fam, again, all right, me and you is sitting on the same bus. I think fear is something that all of us can really relate to. Okay? And I think every single one of us go through almost every single day when we are confronted with this thing called fear in our lives. And I've shared this message a lot of the times before. We've got a couple of videos with regards to this message, but I think that this message for where we find ourselves right now is super, super relevant and will really encourage us in a massive, massive way. So we're going to talk about that in the next couple of moments. But hey, if we're just meeting now for the first time, my name's William and welcome to the King in Me show on Patmos Studio. Go over there, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, okay? And we're about to have a good time, okay? So if you've ever struggled with fear in your life, fear of the future, fear for failure, fear for success, fear of maybe even approaching that girl or maybe speaking to your dad who was never in your life, then this message is most definitely for you. Maybe you a youngster in school and you got these big dreams, but you may be a bit scared to take that next step, to maybe looking for a mentor, to ask a mentor, how do I start a business? How do I, learn how to sell? How do I learn to do the A, B, C, D, and E? So this is most definitely for every single one of you over there. And I was on Tanny Google, all right, a couple of years ago. You guys know Tanny Google, right? Yeah, you know her, okay? It's one of the biggest search engines in the world, by the way, if you didn't know what Google is. But nonetheless, if you go on Tanny Google, I went on there and I came across this picture, and the picture said that fear has got two meanings. Okay, fear has got two meanings, and it's an acronym. Now, if you've been paying attention in your English classes, you'll understand that an acronym is basically a breakdown of the word. Okay, so there's words in the word. Okay, and the acronym is, let's just first spell the word fear. Okay, so I'm really hoping you've been paying attention in your English classes. Let's spell the word fear. F-E-A-R. Even did a bit of a zigzag there. Okay, fear. F-E-A-R. The first meaning of the word fear is to forget everything and run. Forget everything and run. That's the first meaning. That's not the one that you're going to choose, okay? That's the first meaning. So forget the promises that God gave you, forget the dream that God gave you, forget the vision that God gave you, forget the encouraging words that God has spoken over your life, and just run away and submit to mediocrity and just being basic and becoming another statistic. That is not you. You've heard in our previous video, okay, that you have been called for great things. That our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, but that we are powerful beyond measure. That we are made in the image and in the likeness of God. So we're not going to go with that first meaning. The second meaning of the word fear, F-E-A-R, is to, listen, I get so excited about this next meaning. F-E-A-R is to face, not Facebook, but face everything and rise. I'm about to jump up and do a backflip from this chair. Face everything and rise. Fam, listen, an avoidance strategy will never change the world. If we keep on avoiding things that we are supposed to confront, don't avoid Goliath. Partner with God, get your stones out and slay the giant and rise up to the occasion. Okay? And that's the meaning that I want you to remember, to face everything and rise. And how, maybe you're like, but William, I'm scared. How do I face everything and rise? You partner with God. You walk with Him. And you go and find models of success. Models of success. The life of David, King David. All right? He was a giant slayer. And look what he says. He says, inspired by the Spirit of the living God, he says, even though I walk, not stay, sit down and camp in the valley of the shadow of death. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. For His rod, God's rod and staff, they comfort me. For God is with me. And once you realize that God is with you, fam, the whole world can turn against you. But as long as you know that God is with you, Nkulunkulu hamba nawe, die Here God loop saam met jou elke liewe dag. Fam, you're going to slay the giant. Because maybe that giant right now in your life is maths. Okay? But at some point, once you come past it, there's going to be some other giants out there too. Remember, fam, it's about actually enjoying the process as you also slay the giant, because God is more concerned about your character than He is your calling. I'm going to say it again. God is more concerned about your character as to who you are becoming as a person in Christ. God is more concerned about that than your calling, because calling without character will destroy you. But when character marries calling, we can now inspire, impact, influence, and empower the entire world by the grace of the living God. So fam, yes, you might be scared, okay? But remember, being scared in that moment is an opportunity for you now to be courageous too. All right? And fear is something that's not from God. All right? Fear is a spirit, and God has not given us that spirit. Timidity and cowardice is a spirit. That's not something that God gave us. God gave us a spirit of power, of love, and a sound mind. That is your portion, and we're going to stick with that moving forward. And we're going to face everything and rise. We're not going to run away from the problems. We're going to face everything and rise. Say it there with me in your bedroom, okay? Or maybe you laid in the bath watching this video. That'll be weird though, but nonetheless, you're watching the video, which is good for us, okay? And good for you too, okay? But we're going to face everything and rise. Make that phone call to your dad. Okay, make that phone call to your mom, or send a voice note. Initiate the process. We are initiators. We're not going to wait for things to get better. We're going to partner with God, and we're going to move into the land that He has for us, for me, for you, for your family, moving forward. So come on, champs. And I want to leave you with one of my favorite scriptures, Isaiah 60 verse 1. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of God has risen upon you. So come on, youth, come on, young people. We can be the change. We can be the difference makers. We can rise to the occasion right now. Yes, there's problems all over the place. Problems are opportunities. Problems are opportunities. So let's take it by the throat and let us arise to the occasion by the grace of the living God. And just know today, namhlanje, that your voice matters.